Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeCharis, CPA extraordinaire, coming to you live from downtown Bethpage, Long Island. Amazing episode of How to Win at Business. And I got a feeling that I might have been on mute. I did that before. It's a new mic. You can see there's a blue Yeti. And I think when it's solid, it's good. But I don't even know if I could test the mic now. But anyway, it is what it is. If you can't hear me, I apologize, but you don't even care. If you can hear me, you're in for a treat, because tonight I am going to reveal the IRS is the new IRS malfunction, and there seems to be one all the time, and this is a major problem. I don't know if people realize it. I'm not downplaying this. I'm not upplaying it, I should say. This is not a laughing matter, because what happens at the IRS affects literally hundreds of millions of people, and most of them are at the lower end of the economic spectrum. A lot of them, tens of millions of them, are sole proprietors, small businesses, and when the machine breaks down, the collection part doesn't break down. It's always the processing part, the part where it's supposed to make the system work. It's supposed to help people get the refunds that they're due. There's still I don't know what the count is. I got tired of listening to how many refunds are still not being processed from returns that were filed in February and March. And even, the amended returns, their reasoning is, oh, well, they were amended returns. Well, so what? Why does it take, 6 to 9 months to process an amended return? And, if it was the other way around, the IRS could easily issue the refunds, process it quickly with the information that's right on the return, and say later on, oh, we made a mistake. If they find something that's out of whack, I mean, it's just not right, because they have not skipped a beat on the collection end. And like I've said before, the IRS's mission, they have a mission, and it's to collect taxes, not to issue refunds. And if you're getting a refund, it's because you overpaid them. So we're back to, square one with, listen, you got to pay attention to what you're doing with your taxes, whether you have a business or not. Now, if you have a business, it's even more important, because nobody's paying your taxes. You don't have taxes being taken out, but if you're making money, you might have to pay some taxes. Now, we try to minimize your taxes, but it's a moving target. That's what it is. Things change. The economy changes. We get hit with a virus that lasts for years, and it seems like there's still no end in sight, because people are still getting sick. There's still people out of work. There's still businesses that are suffering. It hasn't gone away. And also, what hasn't gone away are the problems with the IRS. Now, there were always problems with the IRS, and it should have never been that way if they had a different mission. I wish that the people that created the IRS read, maybe How to Win Friends and Influence People, maybe studied Napoleon Hill on how because they're in business. They're an organization. I don't care if they're a government organization. They still have processes and systems and people, and that is a machine. Every business is a machine, and they're off track. they're way off track. And the problem is nobody seems to have a solution or care. Uh, small businesses, the people that get hurt the most, have no voice, no political clout, and that's by design. But that's another story. But if you can, if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And I keep checking the mute button now, because now I did a whole Facebook Live with the mute button on. And I haven't done a lot of these lately because we've been preparing for a group coaching program and a do-it-yourself program that we've been putting together for the last 6 weeks, and we're launching it tonight. We're still looking for beta testers. If you're interested, email me at joe@bedrockbusinessbuilders.com, and I'll send you the info and the link. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And if you have any questions, if anything resonates with you, I'd be glad to chat with you about your business. The free chat is not for networking purposes. If you want to network with me and my team and other people, all you got to do is go to Mastermind with Joe DiChiara, or for the latest version, Mastermind with Joe, in case you don't know how to spell DiChiara, but it's Mastermind with Joe. And let me bring up the issue for today, because the issue was that the IRS has added again, folks, another example of their total lack of competence when it comes to anything administrative, which causes a problem. I've said that. So now what they have is, there's this whole thing about accepting electronic signatures. The IRS, even when you send a power of attorney, they ask you if this was an electronic signature, and if you say yes, they won't talk to you. So we have to actually have the client sign the power of attorney and then scan it and send it back to us. Now, how they would know, and they might know, I'm not going to lie about something like that. I'm going to do things the right way, but they're talking about now accepting the electronic signatures, and there's a whole nother procedure, and we could expect them to mess that up too. But now and this is why I brought this up, because I've been telling people that they should go online, set up an IRS account, and download your transcripts, because I don't trust the information that's on the IRS in the IRS database, especially with some of the cases that I've handled recently. They were cases where people didn't know that they owed money, that maybe you have a return that hasn't been filed. You think it's been filed, but it usually takes about 18 months to 30 months sometimes to catch up with you, and sometimes it takes even longer. But when it does, the longer it takes, the more it's going to cost you, because there's going to be late filing penalties. There's going to be interest on top of interest and penalties on top of the interest, and it's just not a good situation. So what, and this is from the email that I get. I get emails every day about what's going on. I share them with you from time to time. And so what this says basically is, the IRS got an upgrade of their system, where they're going to, be, I guess, accepting these electronic signatures. But what happened was, I guess it screwed up the transcription part. So this is funny. So I don't know if this applies to anybody trying to get a transcription. It sounds like it. But it says basically what happens is if you try to get a transcript, it's going to come up null, like an error. And if you don't know this, you're probably going to think it's your browser, like I usually do. I'll go to another browser. You might spend some time and get very, very frustrated, which isn't surprising. I called the IRS 3 times today. No, 4 times. The first time, I don't think we had a good connection. They hung up on me, and I didn't even have to stay on hold that long. I get the priority CPA hotline. I got the bat phone. But the second time, I went through a whole bunch of stuff. They got to verify you. They checked my power of attorney was filed. They actually did that right. She puts me on hold to go research the account, and the call got dropped. Okay. I try it again. And they tell me there's too long a wait. We're not able to talk to you now. So that, 5-6 years ago, you used to call, you'd get somebody right on the phone. They didn't have drop calls. I don't know what that's all about. It's not on my end because they're the only ones I got drop calls with today. But, so here's the dilemma, folks. And I interviewed my aunt who worked for the IRS for over 20 years. And she was in the collection system, the automated collection system. And that's the department that has to deal with people that are calling that owe money, which is the biggest part of what the IRS does. And she's got, I had a lot of experience. She's told me a lot of stories over the years about people getting shafted by accountants, crooked accountants, taking money for tax problems, for just crazy stuff. Taxpayers writing in that they didn't file a return because they got paid off the books. That goes to criminal investigations. Somebody said, another person said they were paying their housekeeper off the books. That was another, you can't tell the IRS that you're doing tax stuff and not reporting it. It's actually a felony and you're admitting to it. But I don't know what happens with cases like that. But they get processed. You don't want your name being sent over to the criminal investigation division. But she's also talked about glitches that they've had. The IRS has gotten hacked. People don't realize that, and I have a feeling that a big part of the problems that they're going through right now is because they got hacked. Only it was a major hack because a lot of the stuff that's going on just doesn't make sense from a computer programming standpoint. Checks getting direct deposited and then paper checks mailed when nobody, changed that on their end. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. I've been talking about it for the last, I've been talking about it for a long, long time before they even had the internet. Actually, I was doing seminars on this stuff and about how to deal with the IRS. And that leads me to inviting you to our next webinar. And let me see if I can't. Oh, there we go. And it's in the comments. It's the tax resolutions, tax problem resolutions workshop. Okay. It's something that I've been doing a long, long time. It's needed. There's a lot of people out there that have collections, audits, They can't pay. They should be doing offers and compromise. They should be doing payment plans. They should be considered uncollectible. You get the IRS off your back. We're going to cover all of that stuff. Also, little secrets like if you're on an installment grant plan, how to reduce your the time that you're going to pay greatly by paying the same amount. By paying the same amount, only what you do, I'll give you the secret right now, you designate it towards the oldest tax. And they have to do it as long as you tell them to do it. And then you got to follow up with them and make sure that they do it, because what happens is if they apply it to the earliest tax or they apply it to interest and penalties, those old taxes are still accruing penalties on top of penalties on top of it. So you want to get rid of the oldest ones first, okay? And that's the way you reduce your penalties and interest. No charge for that one. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. God bless. Over and out. I hope that you got something from this. Again, if you want to connect with me, just go to timewithjoe.com and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about your business, your personal finances, and getting you on track and under the radar when it comes to the IRS. Over and out, and I will talk to you again.